We have Ms. Nupur, who is the founder of Anna Sudha Community Kitchens, which is located in Dallas Town Center Mall. Can you explain what all Anna Sudha does overall?
Yes, sure. Ada, first of all, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to spread the word about our work. We really appreciate the leadership of youth leaders like you. So, Anna Sudha Community Kitchens is a 501c3 kitchen, which is, as you said, in Dulles Town Center, and we donate roughly 6,500 meals every month to different shelters, to Loudoun County Public School PEP program. We also serve hot meals out of our kitchen location from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Anybody can walk in and they have, we lay out simple food for people to enjoy. And we, all of this is really made joyful by the involvement of the high schoolers as volunteers, as well as the specially abled as volunteers. And then lastly, we have the open pantry program where we provide grocery assistance to families in need, and our focus is the single mothers. So that's
What
what we do.
inspired you to start Anna Sudha?
It is a deeply personal journey. It all started with my mother passing away in 2018. And before that, I was running a successful IT services firm, staffing firm. I was based out of India. My office was there, but it was a US business. In 2018, after that happened, I really felt that there was a calling that really God was telling me that I should spend the rest of my life in serving, in active service, all my time actively serving, and not doing any commercial activity for myself. That's when in idea was born in 2018 in my head, but it took me 3 years to make that commitment to myself that okay, for the rest of the life of my life, I will be just every minute, will be just going in service, community service. So that's how I decided to do it, have the kitchen, because most of the Indian mothers, they nurture their families through food. That is their love language, and that is the language that I wanted to always keep alive as a dedication to my mother's love.
Um, that's a very nice journey. It must have been really hard for you to lose your mom.
Yes, it is hard to lose a parent. However, I think it is, when I look back now, we all go through our personal loss, but I was fortunate that with her blessings, I was able to turn that loss into something very meaningful and purposeful, and I'm sure that she's smiling down upon me every minute as she sees how this work is, is kind of like it's expounding day by day and touching so many more lives.
Why did you decide to call it Anusada?
I didn't want to call it Annapurna, that is very cliche. So, Anna means food, and Sudha means nectar of love. And this name just came to me like, it just like it didn't take me very long. As soon as decided I didn't want it to call it Annapurna, the next thing was Anna Sudha. So, it goes very well with our mission, which is spreading love through food.
How do you source food and supplies?
Yeah, when I started in 2021, I was really getting frustrated because I was draining every month 6,000, $8,000 from my pocket, buying ingredients as well. So I was very new to this whole running a food operation, running a non-profit in the US. So I've learned a lot in the last 4.5 year journey. And at that time, when I was buying food, then I started crying in front of some well-wishers. One of them was Linda Kimball, the coordinator at Loudon Homeless. And when she heard my frustration, she connected me to Food Rescue DC. And that's when I learned this wonderful thing that exists in the US, which is all these grocery chains like Trader Joe's, Harris Teeter, Sam's Club, Walmart, Giant, all of them, they actually donate their produce, which is perfectly good, but it may be past the expiry date. So we get perfectly good vegetables and fruits and dairy products, breads, bakery item, all of these kind of, a diverse mix of stuff we get from the stores. And in fact, Trader Joe's every Saturday and Sunday they send us all this thousands of pounds of food, and they have a shares program through which this produce is actually dropped by their vans, by their contracted vans, right at our doorstep. So, and then from there, the high schoolers bring the carts inside the kitchen. They unload, and that's the process that starts off, that kicks off. Then we take out all the ingredients that we need to cook food in the kitchen, and then we share some lot of that produce with in our open pantry program as the produce share with families.
What does a typical day look like at Anna Sudha?
It's a every day brings in new excitement and new learning. We start off mostly by 9 a.m. Is when our staff starts to come in, and we start laying out the food which we prepared the previous day. So start heating the food, and we start laying it out in the buffet. And Then usually on the weekdays, our friends from special needs, adult friends, they start arriving from different organizations like group homes. We have tie-ups with and partnerships with organizations like Macomb Life, CRI. We have extended that partnership now with Loudoun County Public School CAST programs. We get a steady inflow of volunteers. We get senior volunteers from the community who are retired and who want to give more meaning to their, more purpose to their life. Apart from the Indian seniors, we also now regularly getting retired Customs and Border Patrol officers or our Air Force veterans. A couple of our volunteers represent these communities also. So yeah, it's, every day is full of sharing stories, and then our homeless friends start coming in to eat the food. And yes, sometimes a donor will walk in. They're walking in the mall, and they'll take that one step in the kitchen, and they've been contemplating all this while that they were walking. So every day new stories, and very very exciting and fulfilling day that is like a meditation. Along with the job, it also recharges for the next day.
How were you able to like acquire a spot at like the mall?
So, that's a very good question, because when I conceived the idea of Anna Sudha, I was in India at that time. In about, I think it was around the 2020 time frame when I decided that I want to do a kitchen-based non-profit. So I was aware of this location in Dulles Town Center, which used to be a cooking school. It was cookology. It had been there for 14 years. And that's where exactly I wanted the kitchen to be. So because the way the setup was, it was perfect. I wouldn't have to put in 50 to $60,000 of hoods and three compartment sinks, and the place was perfectly made such that half was the kitchen, half was the like the dining area kind of a thing. So with very minor changes to the setup, we could have run this Anna Sudha, whatever I was dreaming of at that time. So yeah, sitting from India, I just posted on my Facebook if anyone has any connects with Cookology, and that's how the journey started.
So you moved from India to here to pursue like your dream?
Yes, that is the time. Even like in my personal life was shaping up such that I had to move to the US. So I decided to start Anna Sudha when I moved here, and when we went into cookology, it all started as a sublease relationship, and we figured out pretty soon that it's not going to work out. So for 1 year we were operating in Frontier Kitchen, which is one of the only two commissary kitchens in Loudoun County. Other one is Chefscape. So at that time it was Frontier Kitchen. We did that, and then during that 1 year, again I knew Frontier Kitchen is not the solution. So I started reaching out to few community members like Ritu Desai, who is actively she's a realtor, so she helped me. Aparna Madhireddy, one of our ex-board members, she was very much instrumental. So we went and did this lease discussion with the mall and signed the lease.
How do you ensure like food safety and like quality from like the food that's like brought in from?
We have a trained chef who cooks the food. We follow all the food safety protocols and temperature controls because there are temperature sensitive food. So all the storage, cooking, and all of the necessary protocols are followed. We are also a licensed kitchen. Very recently, the department is now thinking, because we have stopped selling food. So they are still figuring out how to manage our complex operation, but it's all looking good right now.
How is Anusada like funded?
Initially, I was funding the gap, but for the last almost 2 years now, the community has taken over completely. So I'm very happy to report that more than 95% of our 2025 donations came from the Indian community, whether it was in-kind grocery donations or monetary donations, or family foundations that gave us a significantly large amount of money. Yeah, and then also in 25, we also received the $50,000 budget amendment that was made in Virginia state budget, because our local delegate at Tusa Research, she really believed in what we were doing and she fought for us. And she made it happen along with our good Republican friends' blessings also. So I think all of them worked together to make it happen for us, for the greater good.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful because like now you're able to expand more and like help more people.
Yes, we have seen significant growth in 2025, because in 24, mainly our work was focused towards shelter donations. But in 25, we expanded to Loudoun County Public Schools, and then we also started laying the foundation for our special ability friends to start getting trained in our operation, because we have very ambitious plans for them in 2026. We have actually plans of launching an employment kind of an opportunity for our friends who have been consistently coming to the kitchen and volunteering, and they have acquired all these wonderful skills. So I think now it's the time to start working on a plan to give it back to them and create employment opportunities for them.
Are you also gonna offer like high school internships or like jobs for high schoolers?
Jobs for high schoolers are a little difficult right now because we definitely are constrained by funding, and we would rather try to share whatever we can collectively generate with people who need it more. But we are very grateful to the high school community in Northern Virginia. We have high school volunteers coming in from almost all of the schools, whether they come for their capstone projects, whether they come for their regular service hours. This kitchen owes a big part of its success to the high school community, to the Loudon High School community.
What motivated you to encourage like teen volunteers to get like involved with helping Anna Sudha?
So initially it was that anyone was welcome. And then slowly I started seeing a pattern that the high schoolers have started coming in. Then, as I shared with you, my journey is unique because I had no experience of running a US nonprofit or a food based nonprofit. So when you don't have experience in something, then you just learn and you keep pivoting, and it keeps evolving. So when I saw the high schoolers come in large numbers, that also created a connect with the community, because the parents started getting connected. The donations also started happening by the volunteer families. And the most important thing is the energy that the high schoolers brought in to the kitchen, the positive energy, and the way they just unconditionally followed whatever help we asked out of them. And that I have seen that grow by leaps and bounds in 24 and 25, and then in 26, which is like, right now we're in the very first month. But today itself I was sharing with Rohit that I feel that today's date we should remember. Is it the 24th of January? Yes. So I think 24th of January we should remember, because that is going to be the day that will become a tipping point in growth of Anna Sudha, because today so many wonderful initiatives got kicked off with high schoolers, and one of them is you. So thank you for taking this lead, and we are very, very excited about all these projects, upcoming projects that the high schoolers are taking up.
Thank you for like the opportunities that you have given. I really appreciate it. I'm really looking forward to helping out and helping like Anusada grow more. Um, what like has been the most difficult part of like running the community kitchen?
Yeah, that's a good question. But I'm training myself not to focus on the difficulties and the challenges. So I'm training my mind not to focus on them and not to give power to that thought that this is difficulty or this is a challenge, and just look at whatever so-called difficulties or challenges. Just look at them as opportunities to start doing things differently. So I think from a mindset perspective, that is what I don't want to use the word difficulties and challenges anymore uh, in my journey of in this Annasudha journey.
Like what kind of events do you guys like host related to Anusada?
So we have, in 26, gone ahead and signed another lease in the mall for 4,000 square feet space. in addition to our existing 2000 square feet space. You were in the kitchen today and you saw how difficult it is to actually conceive of volunteer events or conduct large community events in that small, tiny space that we have. So, in this new space, we want to be conducting large scale volunteering events, corporate volunteer events, high school volunteer events, clubs, host clubs, and also we want to have organize events. So that was one of the initiatives I'm very, very excited about, that we have just created a happiness squad, which is a team of high schoolers, which is going to be leading all these gather and share is the space name. So we plan to be hosting a Valentine Day event, a Mother's Day, Father's Day, a 5 day Christmas carnival, a Halloween event, and Thanksgiving event. So many more events to actually engage the community, the families, engage those families, or make their lives a little bit more happier. The ones who are struggling to, they may be food insecure, they may be living paycheck to paycheck, their kids do not have the opportunity to have so much fun because the parents may be too stressed out, or there may be situations at home difficult to deal. So we want to create more joy in the lives of these families by curating these community based events, and just celebrating life. I think life is very precious, it needs to be celebrated, and we want to take our mission of spreading love through food to now conducting these community events. And then also this space we will be utilizing as sort of the space where we will create these employment opportunities for the specially abled. So we have very, very ambitious plans for this 4,000 square feet space that we have taken up, gather and share. And then in addition to that, we will be doing fundraising events at the event. They could be food fundraising events, like theme, like a Mexican fiesta, or a vegan fest, or different themed food festivals as fundraisers.
So is it gonna be like located in the mall, also like near Anna Sudha?
Yeah, it is a little away from Anna Sudha, but it is inside that same mall. So, yeah.
So like you're gonna use it for like mostly like community events and like festivals.
Yes.
So
Global
are you
festivals.
you're gonna have like monthly festivals or
Yes, that's
weekly?
the plan.
How can the local community like best support you?
We are very grateful for all the support that we are currently getting also. But as our service areas are going on multiplying, as the number of people who are becoming aware about the services that we offer and they are coming to us for assistance, definitely we need the local community's help more and more to volunteer, to donate in kind grocery or monetary donations. And Yeah, it's just a ongoing cycle. Food, a lot of people ask us what are our operating days, and when I say 7 days, they do raise their eyebrows, and my simple answer now has become that hunger does not go on a holiday. So even though, tomorrow hopefully we can also open up the kitchen despite the snowstorm, let's see how it all goes.
Do you guys go to like shelters and donate food? Or like how does it
Yes, yes, we have a regular, like a schedule, where, and we have volunteers. So we have a group which we have created of regular volunteers. So we just reach out on that group, and we ask, we have a schedule so people know when they sign up to drop to make the food deliveries. We also have shelters coming to the kitchen on scheduled dates to they come with their vans and get like 20 trays at once, because that shelter is in Alexandria. It is not very much, easily possible to take food back and forth. So they just come once every 2 weeks and take enough food for them to last 3 or 4 community dinners.
Are you like planning to expand your like business, like have more kitchens in like different parts of like Loudoun County and like Fairfax County in general?
That's a great question. Uh, we our plan is to just be able to create a open source code for philanthropy. So we just want to create a template of our operations, whatever we have learned and pivoted and learned from our experiences in the last 4.5 years. And we just want to create a template, and anybody who wants to chime in or open or take the lead, we are very happy to share that template with them. They can call it whatever they want. So no such plans of opening, no dream of that, okay, every city in the US will have an Anna Sudha kitchen, or but I do hear this at least 7 or 8 times in a month from different people saying this. Oh, I would love to do this in my country. Oh, I would love to do this in my city. So hopefully a day will come soon when people will get more seriously motivated to take the lead. And if I can do it, I'm sure anyone can do it. So it's my prayer that more and more people, through the wonderful work that you all are doing to spread the word about this kitchen, as people get to know and get involved and learn and all of that, they may get, some of them may get inspired to open these kitchens in the wherever they live. Opening up a new kitchen in a new area will definitely need capital. It will also need dedication, and be prepared for all the blood, tears, and sweat that goes into it, all the hard work. However, this person's blood, tears, and sweat may be lesser than mine, because I was the first one to do it. So hopefully they will learn from this experience. But yeah, I just want to say that it's definitely not an easy task by any uh, given any parameters. It requires 100 and or 1,000% commitment. But I'm sure that there would be such people that hopefully, if God willing, will take up this initiative in their local areas.
How do you see the growth of like Anusada in like the upcoming years?
I have definitely started visualizing one area, 20,000 square feet, single area with a large commercial kitchen, with a large dining area, with a large volunteering space and storage space, walk in freezer. So, yes, all of those manifestations have started happening. And we hope that with the community's blessings, maybe by 2030, if we can have something of this scale up and running, that would really be awesome.
How would you encourage like the youth to get more involved with Anusada?
Well, I would encourage them to consider volunteering at Anna Sudha 1 or 2 times, and seeing the experience and feeling the experience for themselves. And also, we, the leadership team at Anna Sudha, are also now working towards more clear definition of roles, and leadership opportunities for the high schoolers. So, a lot of time what I have seen in my experience is that people may be willing to, people may be wanting to volunteer, but and the organization also needs volunteers, but it's the definition of roles, unclear roles, because when you're doing something new, you yourself don't know a lot of things. So you're not in a position to take the help of others. But I think now Anna Sudha, in its fifth year of operation in 2026, I think we are ready to reach out to the high school community in a much better way, much better and bigger way. And we hope that the high schoolers will consider doing more grocery and pantry drives for us, more fundraisers for us, more outreach activities for us, and come forward to take leadership roles in leading some of the initiatives. And we also sincerely hope that in 2027 we will have more high schoolers actually on our board of directors. That is also one of the things that we would love to see some representation of the youth on our board. Yes, manage events. Yes, so we still have to put some thought into that and come up with a proper structure to engage the high schoolers. So we will be spending a lot of time in 2026 planning all of those activities.
Around like what time in 2027 should you will you guys have established the the board of directors for teens?
We are hoping to send out the letter of invitations by December of 2026.
So how will you pick your candidates, like who you want on your board of directors?
By the number of years they have spent with us, number of hours they have volunteered with us. So we have middle schoolers who start volunteering with us. We also have ninth graders who start volunteering with us. So we will be looking at those high schoolers who have established a long relationship with us, who understand our operation, who have contributed meaningfully to our operations, and in and then we will be making the invitations to them, to a select few.
Is there a specific activities that they have to do, like specific time they have to volunteer per month to stay on the committee?
That when we define, we don't have all the answers to those questions right now. As I said, we will be working in 2026 on those aspects, and we should have some sort of guidelines. And then our board of directors will have to work on those guidelines, and we'll publish them, and then the recruitment, and we'll nominate high schoolers, and then the recruitment will start to the youth board.
How many volunteers do you get on a daily basis?
On the weekdays, roughly about 15 volunteers, and that doubles on Saturday and Sunday.
How do you plan on to reaching out to high schools about coming in and volunteering and helping out?
So we do definitely need more work on that aspect. We haven't done any targeted campaigns or outreach to different high school clubs till yet. It's only by word of mouth, whatever is happening. So definitely one of the roles that we want to have identified and have some high schooler recruited to lead that particular effort of outreach to different high schools. We hope to have somebody identified by March, so that they can do all of that activity in the next 3 to 6 months before the academic year, before this current academic year.
How do you plan on to reach out more to inform people about what you guys do and to try to get more volunteers and more people aware about Anna Sudha?
Right now, it's mostly through word of mouth and social media, and through the partnerships that we have, mainly with the Loudoun County Public School. Um, and we in 2026 we also have plans to do lot of church outreach, and we also need more corporate outreach. All of that, we are constrained only by manpower, so definitely we need to start focusing on creating roles for high schoolers for each of these activities and each of these paths, to be able to accelerate our growth and advancement.
So you guys offer like free food. Like how, like what days do you guys offer?
All the 7 days.
So like anybody can come in and like
Yes.
get it. So like what inspired you to like decide to give out like food for free to the community?
Because see, when you decide to do service, then money should not become a part of that service. So unconditional service and money sort of don't go well together, in my personal opinion. So a lot of people in the initial journey, I even thought we were selling food, but I saw how that particular selling of food was obstructing the growth of Anna Sudha. The moment we decided in 2025, I mean 24 end itself, we had decided that from 25 we will not sell food, and we have seen the tremendous amount of difference that it has, that single decision has brought to our own mindset. So once your definition of your service is clear in your own mind, and and then we share the vision with the leadership team, our board of directors, and all of that, that starts to define our programs also, from that perspective. So currently we have the shelter feeding program, the LCPS PEP donation program, we have the in kitchen dining program, we have the open pantry program, and we have the special ability volunteering program. These are currently our programs. So the fundraising part of it, which is doing specific events to where we sell food based fundraisers, whether it is regional food fundraisers, whether it is vegan fests, or whatever other upcoming events going to be, those are very clearly demarcated as fundraisers. And now that we have two spaces, so we have one 4,000 square feet space, which is different from this kitchen, and the 2,000 square feet space, it also gives clear opportunities for us to differentiate some of these activities and not confuse our donors and volunteers also. So those are some of the uh, ways. And why we decided to give food is because if we are not giving free food, then what is the service? Then we are a restaurant.
Yeah.
So, and that is one of the things I dislike the most in this journey, when someone calls Anna Sudha a restaurant. But then I do go back and realize that confusion in the mind of the person was created by our, maybe by our initial activities, or we are not very good at having a professional website. We are a volunteer driven grassroots level organization which has just uh, experienced a lot of explosive growth in a short period of time. So we, though that challenge that we have, that we are trying to balance, but we still do not have all the funding to engage marketing agencies, professional marketing agencies, and all of that. So we are doing the best given the constraints that we have, in trying to evolve and effectively communicate the services that we are offering to the community.
What's your favorite part of like running Anna Sudha in general?
It's meeting people. It's meeting all sorts of, it's meeting the homeless, meeting the high schoolers, meeting the adult volunteers, the specially abled. That's a treasure. Here, being a part of their stories. Some relationships, now that I have 4 year old, 4.5 year old community based relationships, these are all people I would have never known. And It is those stories and how those stories intermingle with the Anna Sudha story, and how their stories become the collective story of Anna Sudha. That is what is the most beautiful part of this journey.
Thank you so much for your time. I hope this interview encourages more people to come and help out at Anna Sudha. It was really like inspiring to hear about like your whole journey. Must have been like really tough for
Thank
you
you.
to like come this far.
Yeah. Thank you, Ada. Thank you so much for taking the time and choosing us as one of the non-profits to feature in your podcast. We wish you all the best in your in and hope that you go on to make a lot of contribution in the community even while you are in high school.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.